Here we go live on a school night. Let me tell you, I was trying to get this episode, get this review of the art stylings of Chris Giarruso out last night, and I couldn't get all the stars wouldn't align without making a long story about how the dog ate my homework. Let me tell the story of how are we actually getting here. I was at Challengers Comics recently. I'm getting the ring light glare on the glasses. So let's do this. I was at Challengers Comics, and infamously or famously, those people who know their way around the Chicago store of Challengers know that outside there's a very specific and very, hey, let's go, Chai Star, thanks for coming around. I think pop-up live stream, but with a 24-hour after the fact kind of a way. I think Mr. Jim Campbell might show up also, but here we plugging through. I guess we'll just have a little bit of yeah. There it is, Yabba Dabba. Come on, Yabba Dabba. Do. All right, so blah blah blah. Here we go. I'm glad we're trying to have fun with the pop-up live stream life. So here we go. Here we go, trying to show the close-up. So the art that I have behind me, drawn by Chris Giarruso, which decorates the outside of the Challengers Comics comic shop. So then I'm like, oh my gosh, they're selling this stuff now, and I hadn't been over there for a good long minute, to tell the truth. So then I'm glad to see we're having people on a school night come around. Let's see what we can do. Oh, Fanboy Cantina live stream machine. So let me say that also, and then let me get to the actual content. Because Fanboy Cantina, Fanboy G and I did a Daredevil review, which started out, I was at 4 consecutive days of live streaming. Yesterday would have been 5 consecutive days, but I couldn't get my act together. So we had a 1-day intermission, and now here we are back again. Here we are back again to go live. Okay, so let me come out of comments and let me come into what was called brand, which is now media assets. So very much like the Marvel handbook, I'm talking about the mid-'80s handbook of the Marvel Universe, then also the DC Who's Who. The one cover connects to the next. So in this format, the Chris Giarruso art from one panel connects to the next. Another foible I had last night, I was running out of breath when I was trying to record. The camera was doing the invert of the images. I couldn't keep track of myself by any measure, but okay, so let's say here we have in the foreground, we have DC Comics The Flash. Just behind him is Marvel Comics Union Jack. Then you have Blue Devil. You have Spawn. Up top, I'm not sure of the first 2 people. Feel free to jump in comments and show how I'm missing the point of who are those earlier characters in the top of the screen right there. But definitely then we have Storm from the X-Men. Right behind her is Iceman. And then let's follow the connect. So now you can see the little split right there at Iceman's heel and the ice bridge and Spawn's cape. And then coming up just behind Iceman, we have Green Lantern and Power Man. Again, this is just it's a fun art style. Chris Giarruso's a long time in the industry. I hope he's having as much fun doing the drawings as it is for people to see him. This is obviously a family-friendly, kid-friendly style. I'm all about it. So now, again, shifting over, as you can see in Savage Dragon, right, there's just the break of the edge of that panel or of that individual print to the next one. And just in front of Savage Dragon, right, we have Supergirl and Power Girl. As we said earlier, there's Green Lantern up top. Front and center, Captain America. The movie that one day I will get to see, the Sam Wilson Captain America, so I can talk to Jim Campbell, so I can talk to anybody else about having seen it. And now moving on. So there we go. On the other side of Savage Dragon, now you got I like how Doctor Strange is floating up just against the border there of his individual side. I'm pretty sure this is Aztec then right behind Doctor Strange, who was a mid-'90s, late '90s DC Comics character. Jumping down, we got Cyclops. If there's an intended joke around Daredevil, can anybody jump into the comments and say why, what point of humor might be being expressed by Daredevil's direction there. Is he trying to catch up with Hellboy, or is something else maybe going on? Let me come back to my existing comment. As a Chris Giarruso has done so many titles, and so many good things over the years. Okay, coming back to advancing in the photos. Okay, now this one, here's this whole separate one now, the opening panel. You might call him Shazam, you might call him Captain Marvel, but he's right there in the flying foreground with Wolverine just off of his boots and off of his fist there. Again, feel free to jump in with the identities of the top two flyers over there. But just off Wolverine's shoulder, we have the Rocketeer. Now, this is, to me, again, clever composition, because the Rocketeer was kind of a proto Iron Man kind of a thing, a stripped down, not as much tech, not as much weaponry as Iron Man, but you got a guy with a real cool helmet who's flying around. Just north of Iron Man, we have Jean Grey in a Dark Phoenix kind of a way. And I'm not sure about the robot looking thing there, but just off of Jean Grey's foot, looks to me like, spoilers, the hammer of Thor. And let's see what else is coming. And just down in front of whatever this robot guy is around here, maybe is that the tip of an arrow? Let's see in advance. Are you able to post comments on Mr. C? I see because the text is connected to the screen. I'm seeing Junkyard is jumping in as well. So that in the chat, yes, it's good. Junkyard, if you're somehow not able to get in the chat, there you go. All right, Junkyard looks like he's making it in. I appreciate that Junkyard is coming in by any means. This is a beautiful thing. I didn't know we'd have any viewers on a pop-up live stream on a school night, but they look so. Even look at that Iron Man, that graceful placement of his hands there, doing a little like a whoosh kind of a flying just behind Iron Man, the Manhunter from Mars, the DC character, John Jones. And look at, like, Thor's ready to go. Thor is ready to go. Get out of Thor's way. He's coming for you. Hawkeye, as I referenced earlier, kind of neat to have Hawkeye and Iron Man so close together there. And the DC comedy duo, the buddy cop movie of comics. You got your Blue Beetle and your Booster Gold right there. I'm stacked on comments. Let me just get through this, and then I'll come back in and try to. And lo and behold, there's Nova from Marvel just behind Blue Beetle. Hawkman's taken to the skies. Rogue just underneath his boots. And the Dark Knight, sometimes known as the Bright Knight when portrayed by Adam West. There you got the Batman. And then how interesting. Again, I'm trying to show that intentionally the split between the one image and the next. There's the rest of Hawkman's wings, followed by the Fantastic Four. You got your Johnny Storm up top. You got your Reed Richards stretching his arms through from one segment to the next. You got your Invisible Woman. You got just under Johnny Storm. You got your Black Bolt, King of the Inhumans. And then I think I see three Knuckles in there. That might be three Knuckles and a thumb, because there comes the Thing. And as did the Silver Surfer originate in the Fantastic Four, Silver Surfer, and then let's just squeeze Dr. Fate from DC just in there between Silver Surfer and the Thing. We do have a couple more images, but we're stacked on 8 comments. Let me get to going. I'm going to go in backwards. There's no segregation from the comic universe. UNITY. Junkyard, I appreciate your take no prisoners away again in here, and talk about me changing the backgrounds. You keep changing. Is it witchcraft? What do you got over there? I love that there's no DC versus Marvel versus Image. Everybody gets art, that's for sure. Thank you. Oh, fanboy coming around with the. Okay, so let me jump back. Oh, okay. So earlier I said, yeah, maybe Daredevil's pointing the wrong way because it's a gag on Daredevil being blind, a blind joke, I do believe. I think that's what maybe someday we'll get to ask Chris. I didn't see him on an Etsy. I didn't see if he's listed to show up at C2E2. He does have socials. Maybe that's a question we can try to pose to the man. Why do they do Daredevil like that? I don't know. To go the other way from Frank Miller, maybe to make it more comedic. Maybe, okay. Yeah. So Invincible and Adam Eve. Let's talk about fanboy pulling the names down for the characters from the previous spot. The art reminds me of Teen Titans. It's absolutely Teen Titans meets Calvin and Hobbes. Excellent. And then Junkyard. Okay, so now who's Lenny? Where's Lenny? I don't. Squiggy, Lenny. Okay. Oh, Nicole's joining us on a school night as well. I tell you, it's just fun. That's hey, if we can't pull a Johnny Brandmeier, just having fun. Yeah. So I'm back in your favorite. Here, let me get. We just flip out of comments. Flip over here. You're much appreciated, Muppet. Light switch. Whoa. Lights on, lights out. Right, Bunsen, Honeydew, and Beaker. Right back around there. Boy, oh boy. What? Okay, so and the what do you call it? The thumbnail, right? Then you got your Galactus, you got your Giant Man. See, because they're the bigger characters, so then you got them more north south instead of like the whole rest of the thing is going east west. You got your Power Pack. Look at Wasp flying around just between Ant-Man, Giant Man's antennas. It's a beautiful thing. I was never crazy in a Power Pack, but let's just throw Doctor Who. Let's just throw Doctor Who into the mix. Let's get a little Captain Marvel. Is that an Optimus? It is definitely an Optimus Prime sneaking in there, and then Orion from DC, from New Gods. So again, Chris is a fun artist. I was glad to, after seeing the stuff on the exterior wall of Challengers Comics for all these years, and then I go in the walk in the store. I'm like, oh, you guys are selling this now? All right, make me one with everything. I'll take them. All right, let me come back to comments here. Zip. It is in fact Power Pack. Absolutely, Bunsen Honeydew. School night party. Jim Campbell has to say Power Pack is a wild choice. Oh, okay, so I'm so far removed from what the continuity on that would be, but did they ever age up the characters? Franklin Richards, not so much aged up. Power Pack, no idea if they aged him up. And that's ever, did he ever draw Teen Titans? Well, it's okay to ask questions where I don't know the answer. Take notes for the homework. He drew a lot of stuff. I don't think he ever like drew the month-to-month Teen Titans, but I'm sure somewhere in his archives has to be some kind of Teen Titans stuff. Time will tell. So again, let's see if we can track down Chris Giarruso to pitch some questions to him. Again, we're all at 12 minutes here, bordering on a 15-minute for a pop-up live stream that went south and went the wrong way last night. Let me tell you, I was trying to like shoot this stuff without me being on camera, just going direct, but then the reverse image. So I'm trying to start with flash, but then it was looking like he was going the wrong direction. I was confusifying myself in my own mind. So that's why we didn't end up going live last night. And then I tried to record it, and then I was running out of breath. The lighting wasn't right, all that stuff. So I said, I'm going to start checking. I did a scroll through the invited guests and talent. I can't remember. I did not see them, but again, they add guests as they go. So be it through his socials or be it at the actual Artist Alley side of C2E2, it would be a cool thing. Chris has definitely been a guest on Word Balloon with Shaky Suntress. So maybe if I'm smart again, I'll put a link for that in the comments afterwards if people want to see John and Chris talk about being Greek and talk about comic related stuff. Go at Jim Campbell beard stuff. Well, maybe I got to start growing some scruff back out. This has been almost pop up or a repop. Throw the popcorn back in the microwave. I don't know what to call it. A jumping back around. Semi pop-up, semi-spontaneous live stream. Tomorrow is the actual 3/12. Tomorrow is the actual Rich Coe's birthday, and we do know what the actual date is for that. It is March 12th. Maybe we'll be back around. Maybe we'll be shooting from the streets of Berwyn tomorrow night, but the weather forecast isn't all that great. It's not terrible, but it's just not going to be, the most lovely weather to shoot outdoors around Berwyn. So when's the next live stream? LOL. Possibly tomorrow night to put in another Sven birthday recognition. And then, Chai-Star, let me say to you directly and anybody else, I did manage to sneak in a quick part 2 episode on my mummy collection, and much appreciation to MIB's guy, Ted Adam Green, because Ted liked the mummy socks. I wasn't sure how good the Universal Monster socks were going to go over with the crowd, but Ted gave a thumbs up to the socks. So count on it in the near future. We will see the Universal Monster socks back around. Junkyard here. All right, everybody. I'm going to call it. We'll possibly be back just in 24 hours or less, but if we're not, then for sure we'll be around soon for Fanboy, G, and me to break down Daredevil episode 2 and 3. Thanks for coming around for a quick minute of clowning around, trying to put a little positive energy in the world. Have fun. See you next time, and we are out.